Chapter 10. Keeper of the Indecent Castle. While serving as the madam of Gordon's 12th Street bawdy house, May proved herself to be quite a natural. The whores and tricks moved in and out of the house like clockwork. To maintain the guise of a respectable residence, May had the girls and their customers either come through the side door or through the back door. She made herself scarce to the cops. Most of them knew who she was. Rarely did they see her at the front of the house. None of the neighbors complained, at least not for now. To show her hospitality, May would occasionally put on a pot of chili or spaghetti or beef stew. The customers would smell the aroma and their taste buds would get teased. May certainly knew how to hustle. She knew how to make the tricks feel just as special as the hookers made them. She hadn't seen Gordon for the entire weekend. He'd already explained to her that he'd be out on one of his special criminal assignments. Monday afternoons around 12th Street were sort of uneventful. Business on Mondays wasn't necessarily bad, but it wasn't the best either. The weekends were usually good since most local residents. Two shades of vice. Got paid on Fridays. Most people wanted to get high and drunk and party the weekend away. May had a large pot of beef stew on the stove. The steam forced its way from between the lid and the pot. The aroma almost filled the entire house. Gordon made sure that he kept the refrigerator filled with frozen meats and the shelves stocked with different food items. A pan of cornbread was baking in the oven. May stepped away from the stove to peek between the curtains on the back door. Coming up the small set of stairs was Kim, accompanied by who looked to be a top-spending trick. May opened the door and let them in. The customer was a well-groomed and well-dressed white man. May looked him over real good. She threw up a cryptic hand signal. This meant for Kim to remain quiet. To her, cops were some of the sneakiest bastards in the world. Sometimes, they disguised themselves as customers who wanted to pay for a good time with a hooker. May maintained that she was a very good judge of character. Her instincts told her who was who. She looked into the strange man's eyes in order to interpret his intentions. May reached forward to shake hands with him. "How are you doing today, sir?" "Fine," the somewhat good-looking Caucasian man replied. "And yourself?" "Having a great day today. I see that you ran into Kim somewhere along the way." "Yep, she's one fine-looking woman." "Kim's definitely any man's fantasy girl." "I'd have to say so myself." May spent a few seconds studying his voice. She'd come up with her own screening process. Looking into his eyes, listening to his voice and checking out how he was dressed, May knew that he wasn't some undercover patrolman with the KCPD.